Top 5 Greatest Sculptures. 1. David. This Renaissance sculpture from Michelangelo was created more than 500 years ago, and it's one of the most famous sculptures of all times. The statue represents the biblical King David, just before facing Goliath. Because of the nature of the hero that it represented, the fact that it was made of just one entire block of marble, and its enormous expressive power, this sculpture is nowadays the most popular in the world. 2. Venus de Milo. This statue, also known as Aphrodite of Milos, created sometime between 130 and 100 BC, is one of the most famous works of ancient Greek sculpture. It is believed to depict Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty. It was discovered in 2 pieces on 1820 by a Greek peasant within the ancient city ruins of Milos. This Venus is slightly larger than life-size, 203 centimeters. The sculpture has all the weight is on one leg, while the other rests. This was done to give the impression that she could move at any time and to give her some life. 3. The Thinker. The Thinker is a bronze sculpture made by the French sculptor Auguste Rodin in 1902. The sculpture represents the magnitude of a meditation. The character is imperturbable, immersed in the depth of his reflections, fighting a hard internal battle. Originally named The Poet, the piece was part of a commission by the Musée des Arts Décoratifs, located in Paris, to create a monumental portal to act as the door of the museum. The sculpture is nude, as Rodin wanted a heroic figure in the tradition of Michelangelo, to represent intellect as well as poetry. 4. Pieta. Also created by Michelangelo, the Pieta sculpture depicts the Virgin Mary holding Jesus Christ, her only son, after the crucifixion, in her lap and arms. It is the only sculpture signed by Michelangelo. Housed in St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City, was the first of a number of works of the same theme by this artist. One of the surprises on the sculpture is the aspect extremely young the artist wanted to give to the face of the Virgin Mary. The artist didn't want to make a realistic portrait, but to idealize the figure of the Virgin, full of purity and youth. 5. The Disco Bolus. The Disco Bolus of Myron is a famous and lost Greek bronze sculpture that was completed around 460 to 450 BC. Although the original statue was never found, several imitations has been made. A discus thrower is depicted about to release his throw. The Disco Bolus is completely nude because in the ancient Olympic Games, the athletes usually competed nude, not only as the weather was appropriate but also as the festival was meant to celebrate, in part, the achievements of the human body.